product or solution to the buyer absolutely critical skill, and Japan has a few specialities in that area. Hello, my name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training and the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We are coming to you from the High Performance Center here in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. And we're doing a series of videos on doing business in Japan, and today I want to talk about presenting. So presenting your solution to the buyer. So Japan's got some particular ways of doing things. You know, we say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Well, this is a case where that's probably a bad idea, because the way Japan works around presentation skills is very, very way behind. So this is very, very common in Japan. You'll see 5 different colors up on a PowerPoint screen, for example. Or you'll see 4 or 5 different fonts as well on a screen. You'll see dense amounts of text. You'll have diagrams. It'll be overloaded. You know, it's amazing. We had one of our team go to a presentation on giving presentations at the Tokyo Chamber of Commerce, and the Japanese gentleman who was presenting that, he was using 4 different fonts and a very, very dense detail in those PowerPoints. It was very, very hard to understand. Or I was asked to give a presentation to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government's starting a business in Japan program. And they showed me samples of the previous person who'd done the presentations. Oh my God, it was a Japanese person, it was dense, it was lots of color, too much text, it was just a mess. And so, you know, even smart people do the craziest things. There's a gentleman here, he's a sort of mad scientist type of guy, he's got this robotics business and doing very, very well. He's giving a presentation, and what do we see? We see so much information on the one slide, it's impenetrable. This is the issue with Japan. There's not much Zen going on here. Zen should be simplicity, not much Zen going on here in presentation skills. So first thing is, don't follow the Japanese model for doing presentations. Make sure you're doing professional presentations. Make sure that what you're doing is the best you can do to make it clear, concise, precise. So when you're working the PowerPoints, clean all that up. Don't follow the Japanese model. When you're doing the presentations, also don't follow the Japanese model, which is to sit down. You know, when you're asked to give presentations here or in business, people sit down. They don't know how to present, so they just sit down. If you get a chance, stand up. Stand up. If you're using a screen, stand next to the screen. Stand on audience left side of the screen. Okay, not the other side, audience left. And if you can stand up, do that, because it allows you more freedom, more body language to communicate your message to your audience. Now, you know, in Japan, usually it's sit down, it's dull, it's boring, you know, but the other part of it is in this culture, if you stand up, that says you have a sense of superiority over everyone who's seated because you're higher now than them. So in Japan, of course, if you're going to stand up, you must apologize. Sorry for standing up, standing above everyone, but this is going to make it easier for me to explain our solution today. You apologize for standing above the buyer. That's just Japanese culture. But having said that, though, they're not going to be too worried about that. Being if you're a foreigner, they'll forgive you for that. Not a big deal. If you're Japanese, they'll forgive you for that if you apologize. The point is, stand, use your total body language. Use all your skills when presenting. Make sure you're using plenty of eye contact. Okay, there may be a number of people at the table. The main person's there. Don't just look at the main person. In the group decision making of this culture, a lot of people will have responsibility for parts of this decision. You've got to engage everybody in your audience. There's no one single person. Usually it's going to be, even if it's a owner-run company, there's still going to have people responsible. You need to engage everybody. Speak slowly. Now, if you're using interpreting, if you're using consecutive interpreting, this is very critical. You've got to learn how to speak in brackets and hold your thought process in brackets. Speak, hold that thought, interpreting goes on, speak again. That is not easy. I saw a great example of that. We have a very famous Australian swimmer called Murray Rose. He came in to give a presentation, it was for the Olympics, and he was terrific. You know, he's a boyhood hero of mine, terrific Australian swimmer. Now, he was really good in doing consecutive. He would speak, hold, and then speak again without losing the thread, without losing the cadence of what he was saying. And he was allowing that interpreting to go into the middle. Very, very high level of skill. This is not easy. This sounds easy. It is not easy. So if you're doing consecutive, remember, you'll speak for a little bit, have a break, they speak it. And those brackets are going to be pretty small. For consecutive interpreting, you can't go too long. If it's simultaneous, it doesn't matter. But if it's consecutive, don't talk for too long. Anyway, there's a few thoughts on how to do your presentation skills. So let's work on that and see if that will help you when you're getting business here in Japan.